Hey, what's up, you guys? Thomas back with another Linson's video. Today we are not talking about fragrances. We have two beverages from some iconic athletes. But before we get into that, just want to say thank you guys again. It is an honor to be playing on one of those electronic devices, whether it's that cell phone, the tablet, that laptop, that Macintosh, that brand new big screen TV, whether you watch me at home, at work, on a plane, a train, or an automobile. However, wherever you watch me, it is an honor. You guys are new to this channel. You like what you see, hit the subscribe button, comment, and like. Likes are very important. Now, if you guys are just new and you guys are just checking in, usually I'm discussing fragrances, but today we are discussing an alcoholic beverage from two iconic athletes, and these athletes come from the ring. No, not the boxing ring, the wrestling ring. Now, one of these wrestlers was probably the biggest iconic star in the 90s. He had feuds with Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He was the Austin 316 guy. Hell yeah, that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. That was Stone Cold. And he has now coming out with two beers, and this is the American Lager. Now, I think his regular is the IPA. That's the one that came out first. But this is from the El Segunda Brewing Company. I think it's out there in California. Brewing Company, Two Roads. No, so Segunda Brewing Company. This is out in Stratford, Connecticut. Okay, so made out there in Connecticut, again at El Segunda Brewery. Okay, so again, this is an American lager. So think of probably like your MGD, maybe Budweiser, Pabst. Okay, so this is going to be like your Pabst and stuff like that. Okay, we got that one. Versus, you guys already know him, brother. The Real American, Hulk Hogan. He just dropped this beer. He just announced it like 2 weeks ago here in Wisconsin. And I was like, man, I got to get on top of it. I got to do a beer showdown with the Real American and then Austin. And again, this is called the Real American. This is Hulkster's beer. Now, the cool thing about this is a light beer. So again, you're probably going to be able to drink a few more of these. More than this before you start feeling a little wheezy. Now, this one is brewed out in La Crosse, and I believe it's let me see the name of the brewed and bottled by the Real American. Okay, La Crosse, Wisconsin. Okay, so they do have these in Minnesota. I think they have these in like 20 different states, maybe 10 different states, and they're on their way to getting this beer out a little bit more. Okay, so Broken Skull American Lager versus the Real American beer. Now, the thing with this beer is that you're going to get like 4 of these for $10, depending on where you get it. I got mine from Woodman's, which is like it's like Wisconsin's own iconic grocery store. And then this Real American, you get a 12-pack for about $12. So about $1 per beer on this Real American. Okay, again, this is a light beer, and then over here, this is more of your American Lager. And this one, again, 4-pack, about $10. So you're looking at about $2.50 for this beer. Now, again, this is a 16 ounce compared to a 12 ounce. So you are getting a little bit more beer in here, but only 4 more extra ounces. And you're looking at about an extra $1.25. Okay, so $1 per beer, and you're looking at about $2.50 per beer. Okay, so again, obviously a little bit more. But again, with these, you can drink a few more extra and probably not feel a thing. That's why they come in a 12-pack. You can probably down like 6 of them in a day and be all right. With these, 4 probably would do you, and you'd probably start feeling a little funny. So here we go. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Incredible Hulkster, brother. Which one is the best? So we're gonna go in with the Stone Cold Broken Skull American Lager. These things are super cold, coming straight out of the freezer. Now, I'm not going to do a pour. I'm not going to show you the color of this beer. I'm just going to go off of the taste, okay? So we are not here to check what color is better and all that other stuff, but just off taste, which wrestler reigns supreme. Here we go. Oh, that's nice. You know, one thing I like about that, it's kind of almost got this almost ambery flavor at the end. Whatever the hell that means, that's what it has to me, in my opinion. It's still light enough where you can drink a few of these. Now, obviously, I think the alcohol content is a little bit higher. They're probably about the same considering how big of a can this is compared to this. They're about 4.0 8% over here, and then this one is 4.6. Again, obviously it's a smaller can, so again, it's alcohol by volume. So the volume of this can, how much alcohol is consuming that can. Again, 4% alcohol in here, and then 4.6 over here. So again, not that much difference. And again, this is a bigger sized can, so got to look at it that way. But man, this is Stone Cold Broken Skull American Lager. This is your typical American beer. I like this a little bit more than your Pabst. Pabst, to me, kind of comes off a little bit too harsh, in my opinion. This would be more in the realm of like a High Life. Again, Budweiser. I'm pretty much a fan of Budweiser. I like Budweiser. It's not bad. There's a little slush in here because it came straight out the freezer. But that is nice. It's not overly bitter. It's got that little sharpness from that hoppy barley action going on there. That is a nice finish. Again, not too bitter. If you are not a huge beer drinker. Again, the thing is with people that say they're not a beer drinker, I totally understand where you're coming from, because that's why a lot of these companies are trying to come out with fruitier beers, try to take you off of that a taste of a regular beer. Regular beer, you taste this, and it is that grainy, that hoppy, that barley, that earthy taste that you get that some people don't really like. That's why they got these fruity, the sours, all these other things going into play. They're trying to distract you from the overall uniqueness of beer with all those other flavors. This is pretty much going to take you right to what you know. You know, when your dad probably cracked open one of those beers just to let you taste it for the first time. You're like, oh my God, what the hell is this shit? It's just nasty. This is exactly what it is. But, you know, in my opinion, this Broken Skull is a hell yeah. Now let's see what this one has, brother. All right, Real American beer. Again, this kind of looks like a Hamm's or whatever that beer is. Hamm's. Okay, here we go. They're both very similar as far as the overall smoothness. Okay. The one thing I would say that I like a little bit more about this Broken Skull is that there's a sharpness of that ambery kind of so the barley and the hops kind of comes off more punchy in here. Okay, so it's a little bit more aggressive, but still a very clean and fresh, easy to drink beer. This one is just the same, but it feels a little bit more toned down a little bit. Obviously, that's why it's probably a light beer. So again, this is probably more for your, you know, your light drinkers, Coors Light, Bud Light. Now, I didn't check to see if the calories were about the same as like a Miller Lite or Bud Light or anything like that. Usually you're looking at less than 100 calories per 12 ounce on these light beers. So I'm assuming that's where to be at, about. Yeah, so this kind of comes off more bodied, if you will, and this is a little bit more toned back. And again, you still get that beer flavor. Okay, if you're not a beer drinker, you might not like this. If you're a typical Budweiser drinker, genuine draft, Pabst, anything like that, you're gonna enjoy that beer as well. But in the case of these two head to head, Stone Cold Steve Austin says, I just whipped your ass and open a can of whoop ass and walk it dry. But the Hulkster, again, probably my favorite wrestler in the 80s, early 90s, the iconic Real American song, Who Can Forget? Then came along Mr. Austin with the Broken Glass, and with this one, the Broken Skull beer. Okay, there you guys go. Again, Broken Skull from El Segundo, Connecticut, Real American from Cross, Wisconsin. Both of these very easy to drink, very pleasurable to drink. And again, obviously these aren't craft. I mean, this one probably more crafty than this one. But these aren't like your crafty beers. Again, there's so many craft breweries out there. These are literally typically for your Miller Lite drinkers, your Budweisers, GDs, Pabst, Hams, whatever you want to call it. But there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little video. I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed tasting it. Peace out. Yeah.